So we have another analysis of a Pauper daily. This is the Pauper daily of the 20th of February 2015, and this was a very interesting Pauper daily because we had a very diverse kinds of deck lists. We have about 12 different archetypes, and they slightly differ in deck building. Let's have a look at the numbers. We've got 4 Angler Delver decks, which are slightly different. 4 control decks, blue-red, and 3 mono-black control decks, 2 Delver decks, and 2 familiar decks. We've got 2 burn decks, which is nice to have them back again. And we've got the Fiend decks, the Rukupus playing it, and 1 Dragonaut deck. We've got 1 Stompy, 1 Infinity, 1 Infect, mono blue control, and elves. Very interesting is the look at the Angler decks. There are 4 of them. All of them are blue and black. And the most interesting one is this list by NY83M1. He plays a very mid-range approach that has not only Delver of Secrets but this Sultai Scavenger. Let's have a look at this creature. This one is a flyer 3/3 for a delve, and it's 6 mana. I'm not sure whether this creature should be included into the list because 3/3 is not a good number. It's okay, but it's like 6 mana. I'm not sure about that. Let's see. Next fact is that we have about 8 counterspells, Counterspell and Deprive, and this is a lot. Maybe it works. I'm not sure about that. And I'm not sure about Forbidden Alchemy as well, because this is like 3 mana and you will never be able to flashback it. It's nice to fill your graveyard, but I think it's a bit slow. The next approach is a deck list made by Takasago. He plays 4 Delver, Gromag, England, Jesko Sage, and adds 4 Phantasmal Bears. This is a very nice inclusion, but I'm not sure if you like to have bears in a deck that doesn't have ninjas. So maybe this is a bit too much. Rune Snag is very interesting, but I'm not sure if you want to have it in your deck because usually your graveyard is empty because of Treasure Cruise and Gromag Angler. Vendetta is a nice card as well, but the life loss could be too high. I would not play this card in a deck like that. Counterspell is nice, and the sideboard is pretty straightforward, I think. Another interesting, we have 2 other decks that are like Pascal's lists. They just play the same cards, the same sideboard all over again, so there's no need to talk about them anymore. Interesting is that we have 2 or 3 mono black lists. This one is a pretty standard one. It's for 1 by GH77, and he plays Alice without the spitter, Fume Spitter, whereas Joystick Knight plays Fume Spitters, and in his sideboard he's got Shadow Feed. I'm not sure whether I like this card or not. I mean, against Burn it's decent because it just plants 1 Lightning Bolt, and I'm not sure against which deck you want to have Shadow Feed. The last list is there last. I just mentioned the 4 lists. What I saw is that we have a decrease of Delver lists. There are only 2 Delver lists in this daily. Why is this so? I'm not sure. Maybe the pilots want to test blue and black Delver Angler, or a lot of decks are just prepared for beating Delver, and they have got enough sideboard cards and the main deck is tuned against the Delver matchup, I'm not sure about that. What I saw in the other decks is that we've got the Raging Flump again, who just won, or who just played for one in another daily today. It's the 21st, and this list is pretty standard. He doesn't change a lot of his spells, and he is pretty successful with this list. I want to play against him because he's so good with this list. And there's another player, this one is called the Pro Player Slayer. And I just saw that he made it again as well. He had another 3-1 finish today in a daily. I took part as well. And his deck is pretty interesting, and yeah, it might be pretty straightforward. Next thing is we've got Affinity again. The Diabetical plays this deck, and yeah, the deck is pretty straightforward. I don't like Terrarium because I think it doesn't make sense in a deck like that. There are better cards than that, and Disciple is just not so good because it's just a win more. It would be better to have a creature or more removal or anything like that. Cyber is good because it's balanced. We've got another flinch. Treasure Cruise is nice as well. Let's see. Burn. We also have 2 burn decks. This is great just to see Burn doing well again, because we have to have decks like that. Turbo Kitty played a very interesting deck. It's a revival. It's elves again. The elves deck has to put as many elves on the battlefield as possible and then play the distant melody to win and overwhelm the opponent with Timberwatch elves and Wild Version and things like that. Sideboard is very nice because it's straightforward, and I would really like to play this list, and I think I will test it in my next text sessions. Yeah, my conclusion is it is very nice playing this deck, and it's very nice to see that we've got so many different decks on this meta, and I think that you can win, or that you can do good with almost any deck. You just have to be familiar with your deck and test your deck and have it over the other decks. And I've got one good piece of information for you. I just tested my Anglerfish list, and I might just a 3-1 finish in the dailies, and this was just so great. I was pretty lucky in my second round because my opponent didn't show up, but then I just played well, and I really like that. Have a look, enjoy the matches. Go to my blog, which is Pauper Show, .blogspot.de. Enjoy the video. Have fun. See